Hey my beauties, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tammy if you're new here. I never do that. I never tell you who I am. I'm Tammy. Hey, nice to meet you or see you again. So I today want to do an updated video on how I am currently doing my makeup. How I get glam for the gram, y'all. Yeah, that was kind of corny, but it's okay. I'm corny. Stick around, you'll see more. So I'm gonna do an updated video on my makeup and how I get those Instagram looks. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my brows. And forgive me, my setup is not quite right, but I'm working on it so it'll be more lit and you'll have a cuter background to look at. And I have to look down because my vanity is actually to the left of me, but I cannot put my ring light in front of, it's just a wax setup right now, but I'm gonna get to it. So I start by combing my eyebrows upward, and I think it's always visible on camera, but I have two very different eyebrows. One of them is chill and lays straight, and the other one is like The Rock. I look like The Rock. Do you remember when he used to go, I can smell what The Rock is cooking, or whatever he said, like his tagline? That one like stays on I'm The Rock status. Drives me bananas. See it? Look. It's wild. Anyway, I digress. This is how I do my eyebrows. So I take an angled brush, and this is just a little, I think this, oh, it's a Wet n Wild. I think I got it from the dollar store. And I dip into the dip brow gel, and this one is dark brown. It's the same one I used on my daughter. So I dip that in, and same way I did it before. I don't know if you guys saw that video, so I'm not gonna act like you did. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna lightly feather the strokes in until my eyebrows are filled in the way that I like them. And right now, like brow lamination, fluffy brows, they're having their moment. So I kind of I like to comb them upwards to kind of give them a more full appearance. The only thing is, like, I'm a 90s baby, so we overplucked. We had like very thin brows, so the tail of my brows is really thin. Like, that's not on purpose. Like, that's not that thin on purpose. It is because that has been overplucked and over waxed and over whatever, even probably shaved. So that's why it's so thick here, but then it just trails off. So that is basically how I do my brows. I'm gonna get close so you guys can see them. So I'm not gonna show you the other one. I'll just pop back on so this video isn't 100 hours long. Okay, so that's the brow, pretty much the brow completion. I never worry about getting them perfectly symmetrical because I can't, like, they just won't, like, I mean, but what I will do is try to conceal this, and I'm overdue for a wax, so sometimes I will take that little piece off right there, and that's about what I do. I don't really take a lot of straight on pictures anyway when I'm doing stuff for like Instagram or, you know, Facebook or whatever. I usually kind of angle my face anyway, so that way it kind of masks the fact that my eyebrows aren't even related. They're not sisters. They're just not related. I don't even know if they're cousins, like in the same family. And so I'm taking right now, this is Age Rewind Concealer. I don't always do this, but sometimes, well, I'm doing it today. So watch this. So I'll take this little piece right here. This little piece. I don't know what I'm saying that for, but like, see, so that kind of gives it the illusion that they are somewhat symmetrical. And then I will just pat this down. And like I said, I don't always, this isn't like something that I always do. Sometimes I just go right in with the eyeshadow, and sometimes I don't, but my eyes are kind of dark in this corner here. And I noticed, like, when I put the concealer on, like up in this corner, it it just helps it out a little bit, like brightens it up a little bit for those like lighter colors and things like that. So that's what I do, like to do it for that purpose, but I don't always. And sometimes I get it in my eyebrow. So let me blend this out now. All right, so I mean, that's looking pretty decent. So now I know I've been working out of this palette from Crown Beauty for forever. You would think I'm sponsored. I'm not, but they could sponsor me if you want to. I just do it because it does have a lot of really pretty shades, and it's just kind of a really easy palette to work out of. So I kind of I've been gravitating towards it a lot lately. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. I don't know what kind of look I'm going to do. Sometimes it just kind of tells me what it's going to do. And I'm going to pop this in. I do it above the eye crease, mainly because I don't know what that noise is. Anyway, mainly because when I do a lot of lid work, you can't see it. Like once I open my eyes, it's all gone. So I kind of have to lift the eye products up to around right there so you can see it. I think that's my dog. I'm like, you're freaking me out, man. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to do the other eye. You guys. So granted, the house that I live in is 100 years old, but something is creaking over there. I don't know what it is. Yes, I checked. I'm safe. No one's in the house, but I'm like, what is it? It's like windy. I thought it blew a door open. Anyway, I digress. So I have laid down this, that shade right there, right here. And now I'm just going to blend it out. So, you know, a lot of YouTubers skip over the blending part, and it's because literally you're just doing this, like windshield wiper motions, and you hold your little stick back, a little far. Anyway, so I'm just blending. So that takes away the harshness of the line. So be right back. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with just a deeper shade out on the corner. So this look will probably be pretty similar to the one I did on my daughter, but this is what I do. So I just kind of stamp it like right there in that corner. Now like I just mentioned, my hooded eyes prevent me from doing a winged liner because it looks really I can have the perfect, like I can lay it out perfectly, and as soon as I open my eyes, it looks like a little curly Q right there. So to get that kind of elongated look, I just kind of, filming. I just stamp it out here and then kind of bring it out like that, and it looks really pretty. And just make sure you blend. Be right back. All right, so I switched out palettes, and I'm going into this Amber Shoal palette, and I really, really do like it because it's really full of the shimmers. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself on for the last video that I did where my daughter was my model, but I really do love these palettes. So, and I know that like in my experience, and I guess a lot of people's experience, if you put your like shimmer shades on with your finger, you get a lot more payoff than trying to put them on with a brush. And like I said before, I think that is really due to the oils on your finger. They kind of pick those shimmers up. So I'm stamping this. Hopefully Boots will be quiet. She don't know Mama's over here doing a video. I got the window open, and she's like obsessed with something outside. Dogs. All right, so I went in with Pretty Please. It's one of my favorite shades. Let you guys see that. And yeah, she's not gonna be quiet, y'all. Sorry. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with Self-Made right here in the corner. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to shut the window because she's crazy. Boot! Boot! I'll be back. I'll try to calm her down. Y'all, my dog is wild. She got my poor little blind dog barking. He don't even know what he's barking at. There's one man outside with his dog. Anyway, just my baby doe. Okay, so then again, I'm gonna go into this is called, it's CO2, and I got it again off the Crown Beauty supply page, and I'm just gonna lay that on top of that bronzy color that I just did. And I personally like to bring mine up pretty far. I don't know if it's picking up, but I like to bring it up pretty far because you can't really, like I said, I do all this lid work and then you can't really see it once I open my eyes, and especially once I put lashes on. So, right, there's that one. And then I also have this Makeup Revolution. And again, I'm sorry for repeating products for you guys who just watched that other video, but this is really what I do. So, and I'm gonna lay that over top of that, the lighter one that I just did. I just told Boots when I get my own filming studio, she can't come in because I'm like, you're wild. But that's a lie because she follows me everywhere, so. All right. So, now these things can look a tad crazy until like the final look comes together. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come and show you what I'm doing for my complexion now. So, okay, so what I like to do is do my foundation with a brush and with a sponge, and I always forget to wet my sponge. So I just spray a little bit of Morphe Set and Spray on my sponge to kind of prepare it, and then I'm going to use the same Huda Beauty, and I mix in, believe me, like you don't need that much. Like one pump is going to really do you. And then just a little bit of the dark BB cream and kind of mix that up because my daughter swears that I'm wearing the wrong shade, and low-key I have to agree with her. Like I definitely should get a darker shade, but when I'm outside, like on film, guys, it looks so light, but when I'm outside, like it matches. So evidently a girl just needs some vitamin D sunshine in her life, and so I just tap it on there. I put it on the back of my hand to warm the product up. I really don't know why I do that. I mean, I'm just kind of used to doing it. Somebody says like it oxidizes the product, which I guess that makes sense because if it oxidizes and you put it on your skin, you won't know the measurements for the color. Most people are not one shade of foundation. Most people do have to mix their colors, so I guess that does make sense, because if you just put it right on the skin and you don't see the full color it's going to be, I can see how that could be a problem. So all right, guys, I was just thinking like how many times I've said BRB, be right back, but it's because I do these in segments, and I don't know that you guys know that, but I guess you know that. I don't know, so I'm going to try not to say be right back and BRB 5,000 times. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention though is to cover your ears and bring it down your neck. It'll look funny if you don't. So, and I like, oh yeah, I should definitely mention this. If you're watching this and you have like more mature skin, definitely use some BB cream or heavy moisturizer, like a matte formula. I know it was super popular. I think we're kind of moving away from that, but it doesn't look good on mature skin. It's very drying. And when you get older and your skin gets more dry, you don't want that. Like I used to think that like the more hydrating the product, like it wouldn't stay, but that's not true. It stays. And you can set your foundation like in places like if you have an oily T-zone, you know, you can put some powder through there, but I highly don't recommend using very many powder products if you have more mature skin, because it is so aging. It's so aging. And I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm all for like kind of growing old gracefully, but I don't know, am I? I don't know. Now I'm going to move on to concealer. So I recently found this Age Rewind. Oh, it says eraser. I was like, what language is that? Anyway, just found that. And so let me tell you guys something funny. I was starting a video the other day on what not to do. like for your makeup. And I kind of low-key liked the way that I wasn't supposed to do it. So here, oh my goodness, that was way too much. So I have been just kind of placing it like right there, but the other day I kind of took it out and I was like, oh my gosh, why did I stop doing that? I kind of like that. So I'm gonna do it again because I like the way it brightens the under eye. I think that looks really cool. And then I do a little line here, line right there, and then a V on my chin because I have a pretty prominent chin, and you know, very lightly on the forehead because I have lines on my forehead and I don't want them to necessarily highlight. So I'm going to, you know, beat my face up. All right, so I want to point out too, like I have a rectangular kind of face. So I feel like this, when I do kind of bring it down further, it kind of proportions my face a little bit better. So I don't know what necessarily that is, but anyway, I like the way that looks. And another thing, I bring that concealer right down to my nose because I'm going to do a little bit of nose contour, and it looks better in person, honestly, than it does right here. So, ooh, you guys, I lost my contour brush that I love. My little guys come up here and play with all my stuff, so I don't know if one of them toted it off or what, but I'm going back in with this dark shade that I mixed into my foundation, and I'm just going to use this brush. It's just like a flat foundation brush. So you go up in here, and what I do too to kind of create like a higher cheekbone, pretty sure my cheekbones are kind of high. I think it's just they're just hiding under a layer of extra love fat. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. And then just kind of come in here, kind of hollow that out. And then I like to put a little bit on my top lip because it gives us shadow of like having a bigger upper lip. And then one right here on my chin. And then under the lip. And then I'll do my nose. Sorry, kind of hard to talk doing that. And let's come down. So the closer together you put the lines on your nose, the smaller your nose will look. And then I put some right there. Kind of helps it go up and give you a little bit more of a button nose that I obviously do not have. And then I'm shade in my big old 5 head. I'm old school, that's what we used to say. And so a good like kind of a trick or whatever is to kind of let this stuff sit. Like don't try to tap it in right away. And then we're gonna carve out that jawline. I used to have a jawline, now I got jowls. What's up with that? And then under the chin to create the shadow. It's a lot that goes in this, huh? But I like to try to kind of contour right here. So it gives me a little bit of a, not so, I mean, I don't say it's weird looking chin, but you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit in just for a second and then I will blend it all. Now I wanna say this, when you are buffing out your, you know what I'm saying, when you're blending out your contour, when you get to your nose, like you want to do it really ever so slightly because you want to kind of leave that bit of a line so it kind of does, I don't know, whatever it's supposed to do. So just wanted to show you that, and then I'm going to come back on and do a little concealer through the nose again. Like, if I wasn't like a kid-friendly channel, I think it would be funny to do a shot game for every time I said BRB or be right back. It's like, it's so insane. Like, I have to fight the urge to say it every time. Okay, so that's the contour. I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit more, and then I'm gonna show you what I do with the powders and finish the eyes. And okay, now what I don't do is bake my under eye. I tried it a lot, kept seeing everybody doing it. I tried it. I need the moisture under my eyes or it looks so bad. But what I will do is wet a sponge, and I will do my cheeks, because that doesn't seem to like have any effect on me, and I like the way it kind of carves that out a little bit. So I do like that, but I just can't do my under eye. Very rarely I will take a very little bit of powder and lightly go over it, but not even that. Like, it really just is not, it doesn't do me any good. I will, however, not with that wet sponge, but I will take a big, old big girl over here and do my nose. It is really hard for me, like maybe a little bit of the cheek. It's hard for me to keep makeup on my nose for some reason. I guess it's just that oily T-zone situation. I don't know, but I will do that. And then I don't even let that sit long either before I just kind of brush that away, because I need moisture. I got to have it, or I'm gonna look crazy. Nobody wants to look like a dried up raisin, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now that that is, close up. Now that that's pretty much done, what I'm gonna do is, let's see. Oh, I'll do my blush. I hate to bend down like that, guys. Like, but you just going to have to deal with it. Y'all seen it before. All right, taking out the trusty blush and bronzer, and I do have a lot of blushes, but this one just happens to be my favorite. Where did my brush go? Shoot. This one happens to be my favorite. I got it at TJ Maxx for like, I think I got this thing for like, I don't even know, it was super cheap. So I like to go into this, like that peachy shade right there, the one where you can see pan. I don't know what I'm gonna do when this thing's gone, because I love it. All right, see how that deposited a little bit too much color? Like, that's just a little too much for me. So, oh gosh, guys. I can't wait to have like an actual setup where it's not, I'm not having to bend over and do all like crazy stuff. It'll be so much better. It's on the way, guys. I'm claiming it. It's on the way. Okay, so that's my blush. If you ever feel like you have gone too heavy with the blush or whatever, you can always go back with your sponge that you had your makeup on, your foundation, and just kind of lightly go over it. I'm okay with the blush. Like, I'm cool with it. It didn't bother me so much. So, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna put some lashes on, and then I'll come back and we'll finish the look. Guys, I just had to tell you. So I always use like Kiss, the brand Kiss or Ardell lashes, and I just went into my drawer to pull out a pair of lashes to put on. I'm out of lashes. Stop the video. I'm out of lashes. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So you remember Tamara and I went to Five Below at Christmas time, and they had this set of like lashes that we've already kind of played in. Oh my gosh. So I was like, I have to find that set. So I guess this is a little product review on Five Below lashes, and I'm kind of digging this thing. Kind of like them. Anyway, I'll be back with the other lash. Whew. Okay, lash crisis 2020 over it. Anyway, okay, so now I'm going to do my lower lash, and this is my favorite mascara. It's like $8 is the cheapest I could find it, but totally worth it. I've tried some other ones that are kind of popping, but they're not. This is. Y'all, I done glued my eye to my eye. Oh my Lord. Ooh. Okay, so y'all, I gotta fix that. Anyway, I like to do my lower lashes. You guys, I literally really glued my eye to my eye. Hey guys, I'm back. All right, that was drama filled. Okay, so I'm going back in with that transition shade, and I'm just gonna run it right up under my eye. That just kind of helps. It just helps. I don't know. God, you guys, I need to get some more lashes. But look, I'm pretty impressed with these. Like, they feel a little bit heavier than like what the normal lashes feel, if that makes sense, but I ain't mad at it. Okay, almost done, guys. I'm gonna go in and do my lips and some highlight, and I think that's probably about it. And then what I do too is, like, before I take my photos, I just make sure that, like, I'll do a close-up of my face and make sure that everything is, you know, pretty good. Nothing needs to be touched up or whatever. And then I photo away. So I have a very large, I don't think it's called a Cupid's bow. I don't know what it is, that dip in the lip. And I like to kind of not have that. So I like it sometimes, but it can give a really retro look to your makeup. Guys, I am tripping on these eyelashes. And I have a little bit of a, like a wider mouth. So what I do lately is I don't line the whole mouth. Like, I don't go corner to corner. And I don't know what this, it's like your natural lip line. It's like the white, the like whitish color line. I lined that. So it's not so overlined that it looks overlined, I guess, because it's on my natural. It's on my natural lip line. So that's what I do. Okay. And then I'm gonna go in with ginger spice. These are literally, probably most of them are all the same products that I used on my daughter. So kind of interesting how they look on me versus her. One thing I will do is go downstairs into my bathroom and make sure that everything is blended, because like I said, up here the lighting is pretty sucky. So like, I'll just make sure that there's like, make sure everything's cleaned up and good, and you know, all that. So then I'm going in with what is this one? This one is Hot Sand. I just pop that in the middle. Kind of makes your lips pop, because remember, anything light pushes everything forward, anything dark pushes it back. I think you guys probably know all that I know. And so that's what I do for my lips. And then we'll put a little bit of, where's my, put a little daddy on. And obviously I will wipe the back of my hand because it looks like poo. I hope you know it's not. Put a little daddy in the middle. And blend that out. And then let's do a little bit of highlight. And then I feel like I would be, after I go downstairs, like I said, and I'll check it in like really good light. After I've done that, then I will be camera ready. So let's see, I'm gonna go with So I'm going to go with Glow Gal. And I just kind of do that. Sweep it on pretty light. Because I guess we're past the stages now where highlighting to the heavens is over. It's okay. And then right here. And I don't do the very tip of my nose anymore because in some of my old photos, it looks like I've got like a ball of light right at the tip of my nose. So I don't do that anymore. I know some people do this like up here, so I think that's pretty cool. And then a little on the chin. And this is how I get glam for the gram, y'all. And then of course I would maybe do something to my hair, change an outfit, whatever, but this is it. So with my 5 below eyelashes, my barking dog, and that was a door that was creaking open. It was the bathroom door with the window open. So I'm glad my mommy was here because she went and checked that for me. Yeah, I said that. All right, anyway, bye. God bless. Love you guys. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys what it looks like in my bathroom lighting, and just know that this is makeup for pictures, for like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not makeup you're going to work in. I mean, you might, but I'm not. Okay, love you guys.